great deal to the organization, to be sure. Part of it is we've grown. We now have 2,400 members of our club. In numbers, it might not be the largest in Canada, or second largest in Canada. Certainly the club in Vancouver, the one I mentioned before, the Vancouver Medical Marijuana Buyers Club, well, it changed its name in May 1997 to become the BC Compassion Club Society. And unfortunately, they've claimed to be the oldest club in Canada, which is completely untrue. But they have a larger membership, to be sure, the largest in Canada. There may be a couple of clubs in Toronto with larger numbers per se, but when it comes down to actually sales, I'm quite convinced we have much more than that. But the Buyers Club is much more than just the selling of cannabis and breaking the law. One of the things that's been very important to us at Hempology and the Buyers Club is to treat everyone as individuals, respect them for who they are, include them as much as possible, and allow them to be themselves. This here's a picture of remember Charlie. We're not sure if he's still around anymore, but Charlie used to, I haven't seen him for a while, but you can't really see it very well, but he's got a puppet frog here. And he's, I'm not sure where it is, I think it might be behind him, no, or is that it right there? He had a little radio. He would play this little song. It was so adorable. He would do this for busking downtown even, and all sorts of places, but he would have his little puppet frog sing. And yeah, it's just, you know, some of our members are by far the greatest treasures that we have. Yeah, I just couldn't help but throw in some of the police evidence. This is one of the reasons why I'm in, or was in such debt and thrown off, was because of the police raids, to be sure. But also, again, expenses were greater than our revenues at times. Certainly after the police raids, I had more employees hired than I could afford to. I paid thousands of dollars to help build the web page and stuff. I dug a couple things out of the history books for this class as well. I couldn't help myself. This is a picture of my friend Monet. She came to one of our conventions at the university a few years ago. She's in fact working down at the club right now. I'm not sure if they're watching it or not. No. I don't think they do anymore. But it gives some of us a sense of how the club has evolved from, like I say, at one time it was a bookstore to now we have a whole bunch of membership cards and a computer at the front desk and all this other stuff. But certainly you know, members and the staff of our club are by far our greatest resource. Monet's worked with us for just over 7 years now. This month is our 7-year anniversary of that. One of the other great things about our club, as I'm running out of time, is our food and skin products. I just kind of highlighted this picture of the saw. In fact, just this week, right now, Gail is designing our newest product at the Cannabis Buyers Club. No one aside from our club has heard of this yet. We're going to call it the Green Lion Bomb, sort of like Tiger Bomb, but with cannabis and better, or in some ways we would like to think. The saw is basically our massage oil with this like olive oil mixed with beeswax. It's really great for your skin, although this here, the Green Lion saw that's just coming out is, it's got a whole bunch of different essential oils and funky stuff in it. But that makes it, I think, 26 food and skin products that we have available at the Cannabis Buyers Club. And in some ways, it might not be technically by numbers the most of any club, but it is, because when you look at a lot of those products, they're just variations of the same sort of theme, whereas our 26 food and skin products are all distinctly different. It's not like, you know, 50 kinds of different flavors of chocolate or different kind of, you know, food treats. Like if you go down to California, a lot of the clubs will have all sorts of different, you know, date squares and brownies and this, that, and the other thing. But essentially, the actual oil that is being used in those products is the same, whereas a lot of our products, we make some of them with bud, some of them with leaf. I think there's 6 different kinds of sort of basic oils that we make. Sometimes it's grapeseed oil, usually it's olive oil, sometimes it's butter, some, you know, just varying amounts of leaf and bud or combinations thereof. So the 26 food and skin products really provide a wide range of medical benefits from the plant, as well as the other herbs and stuff that we've mixed up. And Gail does a whole class on them, so I don't want to get into them a lot, but I couldn't help myself. Like I say, we like to have a lot of fun at the club. We're there 365 days of the year, dealing constantly with people that have you know, some real tough problems in life, not just physical problems. Yeah, there's Gail's clean desk. Look at that. That's rare. That's more rare than me being dressed up as a dog, actually. But this is Halloween a few years ago. One of the things that we really like to do at our club is put a smile on people's faces. If we can, from the moment they step in the door. But if they don't have one, then we like to have it when they're leaving. It's really important for us to, you know, work together under these, at times, you know, stressful and demanding situations. It might seem like, you know, a lot of fun, you know, sitting around selling pot all day, but honestly, there's a lot of different demands. Like I say, you know, we have, you know, people living at the bottom of the barrel, and at times, you know, I think I have had 11 people pass away this year that I know. Yeah, it's been really, actually this has been the toughest year for me all told, and it's just going to get worse. I know 2,400 sick people. So, yeah, it's something that, you know, it takes its toll on you, but it's a lot of fun, I'll tell you that. So, I guess this gives you a glimpse of the art auction too. We are in the middle of an art auction here, right? Halloween every year is sort of when that gets going. And finally, I don't know if everybody knew, I didn't really even promote it a lot, but I spoke at the Rotary Club of Victoria about the Cannabis Buyers Club, 2 years ago now? No, 3, what was it? Very well received, although, you know, I didn't have any press releases about it or anything. But the Cannabis Buyers Club is something that many people from all walks of life, I think, are quite interested in, and for good reason. Certainly with the Rotary Club, one of their mandates, I think, has been to at times have you know, benefits for people with cancer and stuff like that. And, in fact, when I finished speaking at the Rotary Club, like the oldest guy in the room, like 90 years old or whatever, kind of stood up because there's this. Well, they tried to do a question and answer thing, but there really weren't any questions. I think I did a good job at the presentation, so that, you know, this, when there weren't any real questions, this one old guy stood up and he told a story about the wife of a, well, the widow of an RCMP officer that he knew of, who had been diagnosed with cancer after her husband had passed away for years, and ended up, you know, using it, and because her daughter picked her up some, and apparently, you know, after being told she'd live for 2 or 3 months, it's a couple years down the road, and every time he goes to visit her, she's just puffing it up. He just thought it was the best thing in the world because his friend was still around. So, because of the work we do at the Buyers Club, we know for a fact that there's tremendous medical utility in the cannabis plant, just for not only for the sick people, but even for the average person. So, I'm kind of summing things up real quickly here, but our future is very much involved in what we're probably going to call the International Foundation of Cannabis Sciences, because one of the things we've worked on, and we're kind of led towards this in court in various ways, is the judges need to see the evidence. You know, we can stick 200 people up as, you know, witnesses with their anecdotal stories about how the doctors mistreated them, how the medications didn't work, and how cannabis treated them. We could have story after story, you know, taking up months of court time. It means little compared to peer-reviewed scientific evidence submitted through an expert witness. One expert witness with the right information and the right lawyer provides, you know, thousands of times more valuable information to a judge than individuals with their stories. Not to dismay people for telling their stories to judges, they need to hear that too. But our plan with Hempology 101 is to use the money, now that we're out of debt and we've got a machine